What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Y'all saw the thumbnail, so you know exactly why you're here. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. So before we get started, guys, please hit the like, subscribe, and your notification bell if you haven't already, because that is how others find me here on YouTube. Follow me on IG at DYANAROZAY and follow me on Facebook. That's a private group and it's called Diana Rose Real Talk. Okay, we get it cracking over there. Y'all already know I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me. Thank you for that. I have a couple of stories for you guys today, a variety. Excuse me. So I want to get into it. I have some Love and Marriage Huntsville news for y'all, so stick around for all of it. We're going to start first with a news item. This is Bronny James, LeBron James Jr. This is LeBron and Savannah James' son. Y'all, yesterday, he had a cardiac arrest during his basketball practice at the University of Southern California, and I can't imagine how frightened his parents must have been. Like, I can't even imagine. But they did get him immediate emergency help. He was in ICU for, I guess, last night, but he has since been released. He's still in the hospital, though. His parents did put out a statement saying that they would like their privacy at this time, but they do appreciate everyone praying for their son. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware and we can send as much prayer and positive energy to his total and complete healing as possible. LeBron and Savannah, if you guys follow me on Facebook, you know right now I have been posting a picture of beautiful Black families because we discuss that a lot on my channel. Black family, positive families, also Black excellence, what that looked like. So if you guys want to see that, I post about that as well. And these are current stories. I'm not reaching back to Harriet Tubman and, whomever. I am talking about what's going on right now. I was trying to think of Frederick Douglass. I'm not reaching back to them. We know those stories. We've heard them a million and one times. I am talking about what's happening in the current time, what's changing things for us currently. And I think it's important for us to pay attention to that because there is a group of young people who is leaving people who aren't paying attention behind because they have to. And I think it's important that we know who they are, okay? We need to be sharing these stories with the current group of young people so they know who to look at and who to follow, who to emulate, in regards to success. So, anywho, if you want to know about it, please check it out over there. And I also want to say, for as much as we talk about Black excellence on this channel, those posts get the lowest amount of likes. Okay, so I only post it once a day, but it gets the lowest amount of likes. But it does let me know what you guys are interested in. So, anywho, what else do I want to say about LeBron and his son? Let me also say this. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe 2, 3 years ago, Shaquille and Shawnee, their son, also basketball. Their son was, I forgot which university. He also had a cardiac arrest, and I think it was during the actual game. And he ended up having open heart surgery. And I remember Shawnee talking about how frightening it was, and both her and Shaquille, they were like, kind of estranged, had a lot of bad blood between them, but that incident brought the two of them a little closer together. Shawnee has since remarried, though. Her last name is Henderson now. She married a minister. It's just, I want to know what's going on with these young babies that are having these problems. And maybe we'll hear a little bit more about it from them when they're ready. But let's keep them in our prayers. This is all testimony at the end of the day. When we hear these stories, it should be, something that we put in our, store in our brains in case we come across something in our personal or real lives that we can connected to. Now let's talk about something else that is testimony. This is testimony to never do. This is Carly Russell and her, guess this is her ex-boyfriend, Thomas. You guys remember how can you forget? Because we're still talking about it. 2 Thursdays ago, Carly had faked her own abduction, okay? She actually called the police or called 911 and said that she saw a baby on the side of the road. And that drew authorities, it made them act a little quicker in getting it all written up and creating this frenzy, this media frenzy around her. And it turned out not to be true. Her lawyer, a lawyer, she's lawyered up, came out yesterday, did a press conference, and said that she has admitted that this was not a real story, um, and that she is sincerely sorry, and that they are talking to the DA now about if and when there will be charges and what those charges would look like, and that he would come back out and discuss it. Now, this is what I wanted to say. I'm just bringing, just, I pay attention to a lot of stuff that happens in the news. When I see stuff like this and I hear people saying, give her the chair, make sure she goes to jail, all of those things, I always look to see what our counterparts have done. Like, do they do jail time? What does jail time look like for them? How often does it happen? And how often has it happened to us? And what did we, what was the jail time for us and previously? And I could not find stories for us. I don't want to say she's the only one. I just couldn't find it. I couldn't find a story for another Black woman who had faked an abduction on the scale that Carly did. I did find stories, again, from our counterparts, and typically their stories involved other people as well. And, you know, sometimes those other people, got picked up and they were threatened, with jail time and things like that. There is one young lady in particular who, I apologize, I don't have her name. That name is also on my fake Facebook page though, because I did write it out there. But she was a 19-year-old woman out of Texas who had said she was abducted and raped by two Black men, and it turned out to all be a lie. She was charged with several felonies, and she did not serve one day in jail. She got probation. So I wanted to just say, what are we looking for here when we say we want people to go to jail? Because we can be the loudest voices about our punishment for crimes, but we're not very loud for our counterparts' punishment. And if we're asking for equal treatment, the treatment should be equal to what is being done with them, is what I want to say. Again, y'all can debate me about it in the comments. I welcome that. I just don't believe. I know a lot of people are saying that she set us back. Personally, I don't think she set back centuries of racism, systemic racism. Okay, institutionalized, racism and unfair treatment and justice. All of those things happened long before Carly, and it is continuing to happen. Right now, we've seen in the Supreme Court for the last 7 years, or 7 or 8 years, we've seen what's been going on there. And we are all paying attention, hopefully, to what's going on in Florida and how they just changed how history books should be written, effective immediately. So, and this all happened before Carly. So I want us to kind of focus on that too, so that we can really pay attention to what's setting us back, because we're being set back like a rocket, seriously, but it's with political leaders. So, anywho, again, y'all can debate me in the comment section. I do believe that Carly should be punished, but I would like her to be punished on the same level as her counterparts. Okay. Let's get into this next story. You guys, this is the Obama chef. Okay, let me hold on one second. I gotta pull up his name. Y'all worry about me being on the show? Uh-oh. I know y'all recognize that voice, okay? But we're not talking about her right now. That'll be the next story. This young man, 45 years old, he is the father of twins. He had a wife. His name is Tafari Campbell. He was a sous chef at the White House when the Obamas worked there. And y'all remember when the Obamas left, all of the staff was let go by the next president. But they asked Tafari if he wanted to be their family chef, and he agreed. He ended up working for them. His body was found yesterday on the Obama's property at Martha's Vineyard. He drowned on the property. He was paddle boating. And if y'all Google paddle boating, check out how rigorous that is. Check out what that looks like. This young man could not swim, and he was not wearing a life vest. And all of those seem really odd to do. And I want y'all to check that out. I also want to point out that in 2015, the Clintons also lost their chef, in a drowning incident. Okay, and I believe that that was in Mexico. But y'all check that out. Look that I'm paying attention to the news right now to see if anything else comes up about this. It just seems, I mean, could it be a coincidence? Yes, sure, things happen. But it just seems weird that a person who couldn't swim would paddle boat. Someone did see him. I think a few people saw him drown and tried to go over and rescue him. It just seems like an odd thing to do if he couldn't swim. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? And then also prayers to his family and his children, because that's something. All right, now let's talk about this woman right here, because y'all already heard a little bit of the comments, y'all. But this lady did a live yesterday. This is Wanda Leith Moore, the mother of Letitia, okay? But she did a live where she was basically telling people to stop trying to get her children fired. Stop trying to get them fired. So I'm not sure what is going on. She said that so many times. I have to assume that maybe there's some truth to it, that maybe people are making threats. When she was saying get them fired or playing with their money or their jobs, I'm assuming she meant the show, because then she did something really odd, because I'm going to play that for you right now. Hold on.
Not even worrying about being on the show. I don't care nothing about no show or nothing, sweet. You.
Okay. She did something really odd. Hold on one second.
She was talking about this person. I'm not going to say nothing about her. I'm not. I don't have nothing to say about nobody on that show, period. I don't have nothing to say about my niece. I love her. I don't have nothing to say about Mel. I love her. I don't have nothing to say about Stormy. I love her. I don't have anything to say about Tiffany. I love her. Nail, whatever her name is. I love her. I don't have nothing to say about my best lover that I love the most is she ain't on there no more, but I'm pretty sure God gonna work things out. God gonna work things out. And that's my girl, what her name is, God gonna keep on forgetting. Destiny. Ah!
So, y'all, she could not remember her best lover, the one that she loves the most. Her name is Destiny, okay? Destiny. But she made it a point of saying that she loves everybody on the show and that nobody could get her to talk about anybody. So, y'all know, if you don't, Anthony Lofty has said some things about Wanda and Tisha being the mole or the leak for a lot of things that come out about the show. That's what his channel has said. And then I don't know if she was basically saying, I'm not saying anything about anybody because of that, or if it's because she's trying to, um, maybe she's been asked to stop causing rifts between the cast, because she does a lot to do that. I remember when Melody and Martell and they all had that meeting, and Melody and Martell both said Wanda does the most to cause a lot of the friction in the group. Okay. So if y'all remember that, go ahead and put it in the comments. That was when they had when the original six came and met to discuss Wanda and discuss all the stuff that she was saying that was rotten to the core. She still act like she didn't say anything. She said that she is a loved cast member. Now she's saying, well, I stayed longer on that show than I was supposed to. Well, I said all that to say this. Tisha, you guys, had an event yesterday. She had an event, it looks like a launch. She had a little opening, or I shouldn't say a store opening, excuse me. She was at a store that is now going to carry her hair care product. Now we see the Letitia and her family here, okay? And her babies' names are Mila and Mila, Macy and Mila. I'm sorry, I don't know. Shoot. I think it's Macy and Mila. Maybe that's it, Macy and Mila. But y'all see, Melody is there to support her and Nail, and they got their little goodie bag in their hand, but they are there to support Tisha and her product line being in stores. Who else was there? Look like Wanda, Tisha's mama, and also her best lover, the one she loves the most, Destiny, was also at this little store opening. And then you have Nell beside Tisha, and then she's cut off a little bit, but there's Kimmy. And then of course Scott 2.0 was also there. So check that out, y'all. The people who wasn't there though is Kiki. Kiki did not show up, so maybe her and Tisha, they're still not in a good place. I shouldn't even say maybe. They're not in a good place, clearly, even now. So she did not go. Tiffany is not there, and Tisha does not like Tiffany right now because Tiffany was talking about her marriage. Okay. But her and Melody are really trying to move forward. It looks like, even though they may not be tight or close, Melody was there to show support. The other person that wasn't there was Stormy. So a lot of people have been saying that Stormy, let me put this picture back up. A lot of people have been saying that maybe Stormy and Tisha's fight isn't real, allegedly, that this might be a made up fight. She was not at this event. She was not at this event. And it still could be a made up fight. Maybe she's going to keep it going until the end, but she was not at this event. It doesn't look like from the pictures, along with Martell. He wasn't here either. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, okay? Melody moving forward with just, she says she just wants to be in a place where she could be in the same rooms with people and be cool. And so she was here at this event. There's also some other pictures with her and Tisha in the same actual picture. So she took some pictures with Tisha as well. I don't have that posted up here yet. Let's talk about somebody else, though. Let's talk about RHOA. This is Marlo and Scott Lee. Scott Lee, the very Jamaican name. That's how he refers to himself. It's Scott Lee. Very Jamaican, very Jamaican. But these two are really dating. Candy had made a comment on the show, I believe, last week or the week before, where she said she does not believe that Marlo and Scott Lee are dating. She called it BS. And then last night on Speak On It, or the day before, she said, I'm going to take it back. I think they are dating, because she saw the two of them engage each other. And she said, it seems genuine, like they might be in a real relationship, unlike what we keep seeing between Martell and Sheree. But if y'all didn't see Sunday's episode, check it out, because he gives a smile when he sees Marlo. It is hilarious. It's not hilarious like it is funny, but it's more hilarious like he's giddy. He's like really giddy that he is with this woman. So anywho, Candy did say that Marlo didn't give up her money man yet, though. She was like, if she is dating him, she didn't give up that money man. She dating the both of them. So what do y'all think about that? Now, she did also have something to say about these two, and that's why I wanted to post it up here. We know that there's two very different stories going on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Last episode with Martell, he said that his friend girl told him the phone was going to die in 5 seconds, and that it died in 5 seconds, and he hasn't been able to call her back. Okay. But Candy said the other day, even though she did say that this was a fake relationship, she said that she does believe that Sheree is overly giddy about getting the D from Martell. That is what she said. She said that after Martell had called on the phone, y'all, and said, we never go more than 2 days without sleeping with each other, that Sheree started shimmying and sucking her teeth. And I immediately thought of this meme, and I went to grab it, because I was like, Sheree, what are you doing? I want better for this woman, but she doesn't want better for herself. Anyway, she said that she thought that the whole exchange that Martell and Sheree did was very distasteful, and that she was surprised Sheree would allow herself to be played to this level. However, she says she does believe that Sheree might be dickmatized, I guess is the best way to put it. So Martell said that they are still, getting it in. At least that's what he said in his confessional, that they're still friends, and they still do what they do. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all of that in the comments, because it was just a little crazy to me. And I'm going to remove this, and let's get to this last story, which is Nene Leakes. Y'all, Nene Leakes did an interview with Carlos King where she reveals everything about the show, everything about her family, Greg's passing, her I think his name is Yanni, the man that she was dating after Greg's passing. And it is one of the best interviews that I have heard in a very long time. She was so honest about everything and everybody. It was amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth watching. They started doing a whole bunch of her little phrases that she used to do. Y'all remember when she said, cheers to the girls' weekend and all that stuff. When she said, "You keep it up with them B words, I'm gonna put you in the ocean." That's what she told Kim when she kept calling her the B word. All of that stuff. I love it. Where's Demetria? I loved it. It was so fun. But yeah, they talked a lot about all things RHOA. Like for instance, she said that Cynthia, and she said this before, and I have seen a little bit of the real Cynthia when she was dating Mike. But she said Cynthia had two personalities, one on the show and one off the show, where she was always very much herself, and that Cynthia didn't want anybody to see the real side of her. And she said that all of that actually started taking place with Kenya. Now, she said when the fake boyfriend happened, and I don't know if Kenya was forced to have a boyfriend on the show, because she kind of also implied that I'm not blaming Kenya necessarily. It could have been production that forced her to have this boyfriend relationship. But she said, why not just film her trying to date as opposed to filming her with somebody that she's not really with? And I thought that that was funny. So when she said that that was what brought the show downhill, because she said everything they did on that show was their real life. She said that they used to throw like big lavish parties and soirees. And she said that all of that came out of her pocket. So any party that she threw came out of her pocket. Anything Sheree did came out of Sheree's pocket. She said the richest person on the show was Deshaun Snow at that time. And she said she wasn't broke, but she was struggling compared to the rest of the ladies. But she said Deshaun Snow had the most money. And she said that they had to build, they were building their life on that show, building their wealth on that show, and that they probably got $10,000 their first season, second, third season. It might have went up to like 12, 15. And their first big payday was in their fourth season when they got 100,000 for the season, not the episode, for the season. And so they dived into a lot of things. But we all know that RHOA, if you follow me for any amount of time, I gave y'all the numbers. RHOA was the number one show. It put every other show that you watch on the map. And definitely it made Black reality TV a thing, because it wasn't a thing before then. It wasn't a thing before then. RHOA actually drew audience from all over, Black, white, Chinese, everybody. Everybody watched this show. And they brought in 5 million views, 8 million views. Y'all remember I told y'all just recently, what was that? Vanderpump Rules, they got 4 million views for their reunion. And they were saying that that was the highest viewed show of all time. It was not. It is currently, and the record has not been broken, RHOA, and it was all because of Nene Leakes. She built this show on her back. She brought those people in. I still love her. I do believe that they are trying to erase her from this show, but I can't wait to hear the second half. The first half of this interview is up right now. Second half comes up, I believe, next week, Tuesday, August 1st. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the review, what she had to say about Cynthia not being her real self. Let me know what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that there was a second side? She actually said there were plenty of times, and Carlos actually co-signed it, where she said people thought that Peter was running Cynthia over, like, she was this soft, demure person that didn't have a voice. She said the amount of times Cynthia used to kick Peter out the house. Get your ass out the house. You don't get to stay here tonight. I know what you were doing. She said she would flip the tables to make sure that Peter knew she meant business. She said that Peter had to sleep in his club, whether it was Uptown or Bar One. She said he was sleeping in his club because Cynthia would kick him out. And Carlos actually agreed. So she's letting out some of these secrets that we didn't know about the show. Who else did she talk about? She said something about Kenya being in Anguilla. What was that story? Oh, she actually said that Kenya and, was it Phaedra? I think she said when those two came in, she didn't think that they were right for the show, and she basically said because she had built the show on her back that she was just questioning every new person that came onto the show. But she said her and Kenya never really built any type of relationship. They were never really friends. but oh, it was Kenya and Portia. My bad, Kenya and Portia. But she ended up really thinking that Kenya and Portia were great for the show. And she said that she still thinks that, that they are. But she did say that they changed the tone of the show because things started not being as real anymore. People started faking the funk for the cameras, and she said that was her. That's when she thought that things went downhill. And I have to say, I remember that and thinking that was true. Now, I think that everything that happened in Mexico with Kenya and Phaedra, because those two didn't like each other either, I think that that was real. But I do think that they faked the funk a lot after that. And yeah, I don't know. Still the number one show for me. I'm hoping that Bethany Frankel is successful at getting these women what they deserve. Everybody in reality TV, because it probably, again, I told you guys this yesterday, if it happens to one, it probably happens across the board to all of them. So they may not be getting paid for anything that is a rerun on these shows. But y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? I'm going to let you all go. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell. And you guys, I will check you all on the next one.